Abu Yazid Al Bastami and the Pope in Basra, Iraq. The expert of God Abu Yazid Al Bastami was sleeping the night, when he heard in his sleep, after the prayer of the paddle, somebody to call it in these terms: Abu Yazid, this night is one night of festival among Christians, make your ablutions, and will join them in their monastery. You will be undoubtedly filled with wonder by wisdom at God. He thus made his ablutions and entered the Christian monastery of Basra, Iraq. When the Pope rose to pronounce his sermon in front of the parishioners, he says, "I cannot speak in the presence of a Muslim entered our monastery. Our father, how can you be certain that it is Muslim?" asked for the assembly. The disciples of Muhammad carry on their faces the trace left by prostrations. When it beckoned with Abu Yazid to leave, this last answered, "By Allah, I will not go away as much as Allah will not have judged between you and me, and it is rightest of the judges. In this case, we will ask you questions. If you answer with accuracy all our questions, we will believe in your prophet. But if you are mistaken on only one question, you will leave from here only on our shoulders the lifeless body." The father affirmed, "Installation all the questions which you wish." Made Abu Yazid. The Pope thus asked, 1. What is single not having a second? 2. What is both not having a third? 3. What is the three not having a fourth? 4. Four not having a fifth? 5. Five not having a sixth? 6. Six not having a seventh? 7. Seven not having a eighth? 8. Eights not having a ninth? 9. Nine not having a tenth? 10. What is the 10 which can be geared down? 11. Who are the 11 brothers? 12. Which is the miracle which is composed of 12 elements? 13. Which is the family made up of 13 members? "14. Which are the 14 things which spoke with God? 15. Which is the thing which exhaled a breath without to have a heart? 16. Which is the tomb which transported its host? 17. Which is the thing that God created and of which it developed the importance? 18. Which is the thing that God created and of which he scorned the importance? 19. Which are the things that God created without father nor mother? 20. Who are those which lied and entered to the paradise? 21. Who are those which told truth and entered in hell? 22. What means by the wind scatter? By the carriers of burdens, by the nimble slide blocks, by the distributors according to a command. 23. Which is the tree having 12 branches, on each branch being 30 sheets and each sheet bearing in it 5 fruits, 3 in the shade and 2 with the sun? Answered Abu Yazid. Abu Yazid rose while Allah reduced its quietude in its entire being. He says then, 1. Concerning the single one not having a second, it is about say, God is one. 2. As for both not having a third, it is of the day and the night we made night and day 2 signs. 3. The three not having a fourth are the 3 tests which Al-Qaeda with Moses made undergo. And after they were assembled on a boat, man Al-Qaeda there made a breach. When they had met a child, the man killed it. When they had arrived at an inhabited village, they asked to eat with its inhabitants. This marks separation between you and me. 4. The 4 not having a fifth are the Torah, Sachir, the Gospel and Quran. 5. The 5 not having a sixth are the 5 daily prayers prescribed by Allah. The 6 not having a seventh correspond to the 6 days of creation. Indeed, we created the skies and the ground and what exists between them in 6 days. This moment, the Pope asked why it is specified at the end of verse without testing least lassitude. Because the Jews and the Christians affirmed that Allah tested tiredness after having created the universe. This is why, to refute this thesis, Allah inserted this precision in the verse. 7 concerning the 7 not having a eighth, they are the 7 skies that which created 7 superimposed skies. 8 as for the 8 not having a ninth, they are the 8 angels carrying the throne Allah while 8s, this day, will carry above them the throne of your Lord. 9 the 9 not having a tenth correspond to the new miracles of Moses peace and blessing on him. The Pope then asked to enumerate them. He says the hand, the stick, the crossing of the sea, food shortage, the flood, locusts, lice, frogs and blood. Ten about the 10 suitable ones for gear down itself, they are the good deeds. Whoever will come with a good deed will have 10 times of them as much. Allah multiplies the reward with which it wants. 11 with the question, which is the 11 brothers I saw in dream 11 stars, 11 brothers of Joseph. 12 the miracle which is composed of 12 elements. And when Moses required water to refresh its people, at this point in time we said striking the rock with your stick, and vary of a blow, 12 sources spouted out some. 13 the family made up of 13 members as and also sun and the moon. I saw them prostrate in front of me. To the 11 brothers of Joseph the sun and the moon are added corresponding to the father and to the mother. Here are 13 members. The 14 things having spoken with Allah are the 7 skies, and the 7 grounds come both, gladly, badly liking. Both said we come obeying. He issued to make 7 skies in 2 days of them. 15 as for the tomb having transported its host, it is about the whale which had swallowed Jonas the whale swallowed it whereas it was blamable. 16 the thing having exhaled a breath without to have a heart is the paddle, and by the paddle when it exhales its breath. 17 the thing that Allah created and of which it developed the importance is the female trick. Your trick is really enormous. 18 the thing that Allah created and depreciated is the cry of the asses, because most hateful of the voices, it is well the voice of the asses. 19 Allah created without father nor mother Adam peace on him, angels, the ram of Ismail and the camel one of Salih. Those which lied and entered to the paradise are the brothers of Joseph. And they came to their father in the evening while crying. They said, Our father, we went to make a race, and we left Joseph near our effects, and the wolf devoured it. But in spite of that, Joseph says to them that Allah forgives you. 21 As for those which told truth and entered in hell, and the Jews say the Christians do not hold on nothing, and the Christians say the Jews do not hold on nothing. 22 The spreaders are the winds. The carriers of burdens are the clouds carrying rain, the nimble slide blocks are the vessels which sail on the seas. The distributors according to a command are the angels which distribute us our subsistence, and consign our good and our ill deeds, according to a divine command. 23 Lastly, as for the tree, it is about the year which is past. This tree counts 12 branches corresponding to the 12 months of the year. Each branch carries in it 30 sheets, that is 30 days, and each sheet contains 5 fruits which correspond to the 5 daily prayers. 3 are in the shade, prayers of laying down sun, night and paddle, and 2 are with the sun, the prayer of midday and that of vespri. Abu Yazid says to the Pope, Then I will pose to you in my turn a question, and only one only. I listen to you. Made the Pope, which is the key of the paradise, asked Abu Yazid. The Pope remained quiet. The parishioners then challenged it while saying, You subjected very many questions to him and it has you answered perfectly. Now what it questions you in your turn on only one question, you ravel itself? Pope said, By God, I know perfectly the answer to his question. It is rather than I fear your reaction, affirmed the Pope. Answer and do not fear anything, said the assembly. The Pope rose and declared, the key of the paradise is La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. There of God only God and Muhammad is the messenger of God.